Hey, welcome to Ice Age TV Part 2 Mistakes Day. What am I going to do now? What do I drive? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. What do I drive today? What should I drive? That race truck's so much fun, but a little rough. Ram, had my fun yesterday. 450, that's the kid. The Ranger, not so much. The Raptor, I've got the adaptive cruise thing all screwed up. Mustang, too cold. Maverick, I've driven this a little bit lately, but I don't know. I'm kind of wanting to drive the Raptor truck. So I'm going to take the Raptor truck. Follow me along. All right. We are taking the Raptor. I mean, this thing is just so badass. I just love my Raptor. You just can't go wrong with Raptor. Oh my goodness gracious. Get in here. Truck's nice and warm. Get the day going here. And brr. Right? Brr. Come on. Come on, barn doors. There they go. Gotta get all my information. Get my worksheet going. How many miles? Got 41. See my mileage? I'm just really stumped that that's the mileage. It just can't be right. I just can't believe it. So, all right, another day of riding around the world. That's the next thing here before I get too far into this. Just make sure I got my things in order. All right, excuse me. Gotta get my things set up here to move. All right, the adventure begins in the cold. It's hard to believe. It's hard to believe. There's no way this thermometer is right. It's saying it's 40. No way. No way, man. I just don't believe it. Can't believe everything you read or see anymore, can we? Yeah, all right. Just another drive in the truck. Long day in the truck. A lot of miles. So I just kind of sometimes think I'll just talk about things. How about that idea? My mistakes video. Yeah, if you haven't watched that yet, grab that one. But I think by the time you see this one, you've already watched that one, right? So yes, what's the deal now? It's just hard to believe this Raptor is at 11.7 miles per gallon. I mean, what is going on? I mean, sincerely, what is that all about? I don't understand. I'm not even in sport mode. I gotta go to sport mode. So this truck here is that pitiful? I mean, sincerely, you know, I've always have kind of been holding out on the, look at this here, I can't. I've always held out in the Ram TRX because I don't want to be driving around buying freaking gas every day. 10 to 12 mile per gallon vehicles, but that's it. This vehicle here, all reality, this thing keeps on giving me 11, 12 miles. Yeah, I just may have to get a Ram TRX. May have to tell the Raptor. Wouldn't that be something? I'd be. Well, here's the danger. Most motor cars, that finance guy's got a relationship with the right bank where I could probably start pulling some deals on some new Ram products and G products. Yikes, that's scary. But yeah, I could. I mean, as long as I'm trading out something for something, I'm guaranteed I get deals done with this guy. That's dangerous. But the Ram TRX is still a little pricey, but not really. And in all reality, this thing wasn't cheap. So it's not like this blinker. I'm turning the blinker off. This thing on the hold. I love that feature. So my foot is not on the brake, but it holds the vehicle. But I just so much like the Ford Raptor vehicle overall. I mean, it's just so comfortable, and it's just so neat. But at the same time, that Ram TRX, I mean, that's a pretty badass vehicle. But I've driven it, and I talk about this all the time. When you get that horsepower, it's really cool to have that power, but it's not like the car. It just isn't. It's neat, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not here saying I won't buy a Ram TRX. I'm just saying in general, the big trucks with big horsepower in them are cool, but it's a lot of vehicle, and you just got to be that much more concerned about, you know, how you can get a little crazy in those things. Yikes. Ask me how I know, right? All right, follow me along here. Got the Ford, gets the Ford here. Let's see who's the faster one. Look, pretty impressive. I'm pretty impressed that the the Raptor here is actually hanging pretty good with the Lightning truck. I'm surprised. If you know what I mean. I mean, I really thought that thing would pull a lot stronger. That's pretty good, actually. We'll have to get a little better run up here in a little better area where it's not so heavy in traffic.
It'll get you.
So, you know, I'm impressed. This thing hung with that thing better than I thought it would. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, because this thing turns itself off once it hits 100. So.
Yeah, but even just pulling back there, we got to do a better. We got to get down to like 50 miles an hour and kind of, you know, get it and see how radical it is. Because at the higher speeds of those cars, we know you kind of lose that torque, you know.
It'll walk you. I have a feeling it'll walk you.
Really?
But yeah, it's not going to be radical. It's not going to be radical, but it'll walk away until it gets to like 99, 100 miles an hour, and then it just turns off. That you'll just keep on going.
Well, no, this thing shuts down because of the tires. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's only rated to
yeah, I think it's like 104 or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's all this thing will do. Like 100, 103.
Yeah, but I mean, but with this being a much bigger footprint truck with the big tires, I'm kind of surprised. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it weighs more than this too, though, doesn't it?
Say what now?
Doesn't the Raptor weigh 500 pounds more than this?
Probably.
Or this weighs 500 pounds more than it's one or the other. I think the Raptor actually weighs more than this, or this weighs. It's 500 pounds one way or the other. I don't remember which way though.
Well, there's a TRX. You can race him.
You know is that what's next to you?
No, guy up to you. Lift to your left. A black truck.
The black TRX. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in a Ram TRX. But yeah, once you get up here in a better area, which that's so much heavy duty traffic, I don't know, man. We had a long drive home. Actually, it showed an hour 45 minutes back home, so it's about 15 minutes longer, which only tells me the Beltway's locked down.
Yeah, 690. It has me going the other way. I'm taking this 695 exit though because I like this way better. But it does show it being there's an accident going the straight way, but it still says to go that way. But I go this way as long as you know you got to move over a little bit earlier to get out of the. It's the merge. That merge from like 43 or something just totally kills that road. You gotta just as long as you get out of that kerfuffle, it's fine.
Is that Ram TRX guy way up the road?
Yeah, he's gone.
So he actually went left and went right and got off. Right?
He's still going. Yeah.
Yeah, so he rode the left-hand lane at the last minute. He shot right.
Oh, I didn't see him shoot right. He was straight.
Oh, I thought I'm starting to get off 695.
No, he's in the far left-hand lane there, going 95 south.
Oh, okay. Well, I saw a big black truck up ahead of you, way up the way. You see that truck?
That's a blue. Yeah, blue. Yeah, the Dodge Ram. Yeah, it's blue. Yeah. Yeah, it's a Dodgy.
You're way up the road now too.
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense why that. It reminds me of Route 7 when I was growing up as a kid. But why the fuck is the right lane the fast lane on 95 just north of DC? It makes no sense to me.
I don't know.
Here's the traffic. Here it all locked down. But yeah, it's always that you were booking it up that right lane, but that left lane's just full of fucking doodlers.
Yeah, it's a mystery, that's for sure. Here comes the line. Nah, it's not too bad. Yeah. Well, it's not too bad. It's still moving though. Kind of. It doesn't just stop forever, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Right. How many miles you have left though?
I've been good today. I don't know what the hell. It must have been how I was driving out to Germantown. But when I got to Germantown and the weather warm up, because I had 250 miles when I got to Germantown, which is rare.
How many you have left right now? $150?
100.
Oh, 100.
100 right now.
But we've got 76 to get back.
Yeah, but this stop and go traffic doesn't burn me any battery. Like this, I'll regen as much as I'm burning right now because of the.
Yeah, but here's a question. So when you get it down to like 20 miles, it takes at least 14 hours to recharge, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
At least, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll plug it in when I get home at 5, if I remember. Like 4 o'clock, 5, I'll plug it in. And typically, when I leave at 9, it's not actually fully charged. Typically, it's fully charged at, like, it'll say like 10:15. So so it's a little bit. So I'm saying, if you didn't have that stage, you almost need the supercharger. If you're going to drive this truck every day, 250 miles, 9 to 5, you got to have the fucking supercharger. It just wouldn't make sense.
Oh, yeah. But does it put more strain on the battery? But it just put more strain on the battery.
Probably a little bit. But
you know what I mean? I mean, I'd be willing to bet the way you're charging now that you'll get a longer life out of that battery over years. Not, nothing. But I bet you it's a 10-20% difference in the end.
Yeah, 3 to 5 at least, I would think. But yeah, I mean, I know that's a fact for, anytime you charge any lithium battery over like phone batteries are the same way. I mean, it only has so many cycles at so many amperage.
Right. Yepper. How many miles on a truck now?
What, 91?
No. How many miles?
Miles? I got 12,568.
Yeah. Okay. What if the next major service is change a windshield wiper blades?
Yeah, well, 20,000, I guess they rotate again, but then needs that wiper motor replaced. But they said that's back ordered for whoever knows how long.
What's your guess on the brake pads?
Oh, you'll never. I guarantee you never burn them up. Probably 150,000 miles.
Why do you say that?
Because I never use my brakes in this truck ever.
Because of the one pedal driving.
The regen. I'd say. I mean, there's days that I go without using my brakes, but I mean, I had to use them today because some fucking clown decided to jump out of the toll 200 lanes at the very last fucking second and just locked his brakes up with the following 3 cars behind us, so all of us had to jam our brakes up. But that's the first time I've actually ever had to use their brakes in an emergency situation.
Wow.
But, yeah, it stops on a dime though. It really.
Yeah. Do you notice that you're at the end of the day when you drive that truck?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I'm less frustrated with driving. I wouldn't say I have more energy. I'm just driving, especially in this sort of situation, is far less frustrating because you never have to touch the brakes. I haven't put it in. I don't use adaptive cruise control that much just because with the sunglasses I wear, it gets mad at me constantly. It's just constantly look at the road. You can be looking straight down the road, but it can't tell that you're looking down the road. So, I mean, I don't use that half the time.
Yeah, but it's stop and go. And this type of traffic, I think, would be to your advantage.
It is somewhat, but it'll stop itself if it has to.
Really?
It also gives too much space between you and the car. Yeah, it's always got the crash avoidance on. So I toned that down because it was a little too aggressive when it was set to a really high setting. It would just fucking grab the brakes from you every now and then.
Yeah. So what would be your biggest complaint about that vehicle besides the front trunk it pokes you in the head?
Yeah, it's probably about it. The distance, the longevity, the availability to take it on long road trips. That would be about it.
Right. And towing, if you really ever had to really tow anything serious. Think Tommy'd ever get a electric truck?
He has the Lightning on order, but it's just never.
Oh, really? Why didn't he buy mine down there at Coonsville? Why didn't you buy one at Coonsville Ford I got?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
You probably never even mentioned it to him.
No, I didn't. Actually, I haven't talked to him about a week and a half. He's busy with his projects right now.
So he's actually getting F-150 Lightning. That's interesting.
Yeah, he's driving around that Maverick right now. He loves his fucking Maverick. He got the EcoBoost Maverick Area 51 total base model.
Is that right? He's gone all Ford, huh? Wow.
Yeah, well, he's got the Ford Super Duty, and then he's got the Maverick. He's always been a Ford guy here or there, but he's like you. He loves cars.
Look at that helicopter. What's that all about? Is this a freaking airlift because he's been in a critical crash?
No, it's a news chopper.
Yeah, well, same difference.
Friday traffic.
Yeah, I didn't know he had a Maverick.
Yeah. He got. That's why he told me to get one. He's like, man, I got one on order. He's like,
but he has the.
He loves it.
He has, which one does he have? The hybrid?
Just the super base one. No, I don't think you can find a hybrid. He just got the really base one.
Yeah.
The EcoBoost.
But did he sell his Ram truck?
Nah, I don't think he doesn't sell trucks like that. I mean, he's got a 70. I should have asked you if you wanted it, but it's not really up your alley. It's a 77 or a 79 Silver Shadow. Original owner. I think it's 30,000 miles on it.
What is it?
And the only Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow.
I don't want one of those.
Yeah, I know. The only thing wrong with it is it needs a $600 power antenna.
Yeah, sure. Famous last words as you buy it.
No, it's his uncle's car. I mean, the guy's meticulously taking care of it. It's garage kept its whole life. He just has his uncle's now like 89 or 87 or something, and he's selling it. Apparently, I don't know what his infatuation with pipe organs is, but apparently this guy up in, I think it's in Morgantown or I think it's just north of Myersville. I think it's Morgantown or just outside of Hagerstown. This guy built a house around a 300 pipe organ,
yeah.
So the whole house is built around an organ. Is it the TRX guy? No, that's a different TRX guy.
Oh, is it? That's what I was saying. I thought I saw that guy going off the road, but it's a different one. But hey, that helicopter is probably telling us something, right?
Yeah, it's the heavy traffic ahead. The next 4 turns, we got heavy traffic up till we get to Lutherville, where that stupid merge at Lutherville is. It's always where it's bad.
Yeah. My goodness.
What you guys doing? That's a news chopper right there.
Yeah, they're just
high in the sky.
They're just telling everybody that there's traffic.
Yeah.
So you were supposed to go down 95 to 200. Right? Your Waze had you going down 95 over to 200 to get back home, right?
I don't know. It had me getting off at O'Donnell Street. I've never seen that. It had me going into Baltimore and then ditching off and getting back and then something. I don't know.
I wouldn't do that. Isn't that interesting how we both have Waze on? So is Waze deliberately putting somebody, they're trying to kind of manage telling people how to get around, not to put everybody in the same path? Never thought of that.
Well, that was also the concept that it was taking people to Waze less travel. Like, that's why it was called Waze.
Yeah, but I'm saying you and I left the exact same time, same route, and Waze is putting you a whole different way. It never gave me that option.
Oh, that's because I think it knows the ways that I like to go. Or, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question, actually. I don't know.
I mean, think about it. Is Waze like managing the Waze users where they don't send everybody down the back road, so it ends up being a fiasco? Right?
That makes sense, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, just the Waze knows more than you realize. Just you see how Microsoft has put $10 billion into OpenAI.
Yeah, they're like the largest major shareholder of it. Don't they own like 65% of it?
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Who actually owns OpenAI?
It's privately owned, but I think it's Microsoft has a heavy shares in it, and then so does.
Well, I looked it up this morning because do you actually know what RBT actually means, or RT? What's it?
GPT.
What is it?
GPT. No,
GPT. I looked it up. It's, oh my gosh, it's beyond believable. I mean, I can't remember the damn what it means. It's actually 4 words. The middle 2 words are connected to each other, but it's beyond believable if you read what it means. The abbreviation.
Right.
I did a lot of research on that last night, and so Elon Musk was one of the investors. Sam Altman, another major. This is a 37-year-old whiz kid computer. You know who Sam Altman is?
That name's really familiar. But...
He looks like you, kind of. He's 37 years old, and he's one of the he's running the company right now. But when you go to the Wikipedia, it just basically says it's an artificial intelligence company to serve mankind better. And it doesn't really show who owns it. It doesn't really show it's like it's owned by anybody. Because they have a for-profit OpenAI LP, and then they have a non-profit OpenAI that's, a non-profit. It's so weird. And as you know, it's New York State has banned anybody in schools that uses that. You're borderline expelled.
Yeah, but you can't even catch the kids. That's the thing. I mean, you can use an AI identifier, but there's all you have to do. I've seen the kids doing it, and the people that are talking about it, all you have to do is have ChatGPT write your paper, and then you take it to the other AI site that takes ChatGPT's writing and it rewords it so that it doesn't pull any plagiarism from ChatGPT, and then there's nothing there's no. And yeah, it draws in the universe a huge question in the universities, because now all these people, how can you differentiate between what's real and what's not? You really can't.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, Microsoft. So Elon Musk, he actually resigned in 2018. So Elon Musk is no longer part of OpenAI.
As far as running it, but he still has a financial share.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, right. He's not part of being a board member or any duties or responsibilities. He's out of that organization, but he was one of the key guys in 2015 along with 4 other individuals that started that. And Microsoft put $1 billion into it a few years ago, but just recently they put $10 billion in it, and they point blank are telling everybody all of their products will have the open AI route involved in everything they have.
Yeah, I mean it's hitting Google hard right now. I mean, I heard that Google's already seen a 30% reduction in search engine inquiries, which that's what Google's money is completely based on. That's where they made their empire, is by people searching stuff and getting ad revenue. That's what built Google. So huge questions into the longevity of what's going to happen to Google long term. Now that ChatGPT is basically almost taking the place of the search engine for it. And you can notice Google's been adjusting their search engine some, because now when you type in a question to Google, it doesn't send you a bunch of stupid queried pages. Now it tries to give you the best answer to begin with at the top of the page, and then it gives you the stuff. So they're trying to be more like OpenAI and ChatGPT, but I don't know. I think they might. I don't know. They might be falling behind a little bit, especially with the U.S. government's Google goes to court, I think, this week under the Antitrust Act, because they're finally going after them. They're trying to split up Google, the IT company, with Google, the ad company,
right,
and separate those two from each other.
It's Alphabet, isn't it?
Yeah, Alphabet, exactly. Yeah, Google's that's Google's parent company. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know. I've been reading about it.
Yeah, so that's I mean, Google's at a very uneasy time to me. I see they have so much. Amazon's just taken so much control of the web server side, and
Yeah, Amazon. So it's interesting. Amazon Services invested into OpenAI years ago. It wasn't Jeff Bezos. The way I invested in it was, you got to wonder, some of these guys are kind of wanting to lay low and not take the fall for the artificial intelligence of maybe not being such a great thing in the end.
Oh, totally.
Wow.
It could very well be the downfall of society.
Yeah, but a lot of people are trying to say that the medical capability of it and this capability, but I'm like, you're gonna.
Oh yeah, I mean,
it's just.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's the positive. The positives are out there, but the availabilities for a robot with an intelligence that far surpasses our own, if you were to give it just a little bit too much power, it would be over with.
Yeah. It has no emotion.
I mean, that could be argued, but it is surprising, actually. They do seem to have some sort of emotional understanding. If they don't have, they do have somewhat of an understanding of emotions when you talk to them.
Yeah.
Even though they don't want to acknowledge it, you kind of gotta. My buddy did this with it. It's like there's all these kind of these firewalls up, more or less, where you'll ask a question and it's been programmed into the system not to answer you because it doesn't want you either A, knowing that information, or B, it doesn't want to be responsible for divulging you the information. Like my one friend he wrote up a scenario basically where his son was in cardiac arrest. He's not within access of medical care right away. What's the best thing he should do right now? How should he perform life-saving CPR? What other can he do? And the ChatGPT will always try and stonewall you into getting proper help from a professional, but it does know the answer. It just doesn't want to give it to you because it doesn't want to be responsible for you having that answer from it. You can tell. So you kind of got to trick it. You got to come up with well, what if I was stuck in? Tell me a story of a guy whose son's in cardiac arrest and he's trapped, doesn't know what to do. What can he do to save his life? And then the AI will divulge what you could do. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you kind of got to trick it into divulging the information because there are a lot of parameters in place for them not to let you know. Like another thing is it's not supposed to know current events in history, but it was taken off the internet at August 2018 or 2019. So it had every news story in its archival up until that point. So, and actually it was to 2020 because it knows that it doesn't know who the newest president is right now, but it knows who was elected to presidency. So it knows that Biden won the presidential election, but it doesn't know that he is the newest president. It's weird like that because it got cut off from the internet before that information was added. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's like living in a more or less a cave, and it went in that cave 3 years ago. And so we're asking it all these, but it doesn't know it knows the answers as if it was 3 years ago, more or less.
Right.
It's weird.
Yeah, I was gonna look up that. I texted myself that information about that name of the GPT. So it means generative pre-trained transformer. Isn't that something? Transformer. So generative pre-trained transformer. So it's like they're implying through that it's learning as you use it.
Oh, it is. 100% is.
You know what I mean?
they've connected it. That's why they're allowing people to use it like they are right now, is because it has all the information from the internet up until like 2020 or whatever. And then a lot of people suspected that like Musk bought Twitter to input that data into the company as well, so that it would have that data. But then it's like also it's so confusing. It's learning, through its interactions with people, just like a child would, more or less. Like every interaction it has, it gains a deeper understanding of mankind.
Yeah, it's transforming.
Because that's what they're most afraid of with AI, is building an artificial intelligence system and giving it complete access to the human system, just not even, I would say knowledge, but it's not even human knowledge, because like when you give the AI access to the internet, there's so much fake information out there.
Right, disinformation.
Disinformation that historically, when we've done these AI systems, more often than not, the system goes rogue very quickly because they learn all this misinformation, and that's what ends up feeding their system. So that's what they've done this time. That's what the GPT's tried to do this time. They've tried to teach it. They pulled it. They realized that it was doing this in the back end of 2018, 2020. So they pulled it from the internet to try and skim all that fake information off of it. And now they've left it disconnected from the internet, but they've connected it to mankind. So now it has a broad understanding of knowledge in general, but it doesn't know how to apply that knowledge in a human way. So now they need human interactions with it. So all these people that are just talking to it all day long, every day, are now building this humanness of it, more or less. Because before that, it was too machine-like. That's how I see it.
Yeah, so is Elon Musk. Right. But so is Elon Musk behind the scenes sharing all the Twitter files, unbeknownst to us.
Because what my understanding is that Elon is so afraid of AI and so afraid of one company or one person owning the intellectual rights and properties to it, that they could do such harm and that it would be unconceivable, and we couldn't come back from it. That's always been Elon Musk's biggest fear. And so a lot of people believe that he's doing this in such a way that it's going to be mankind's, like there's nothing is going to be copyrightable or patentable, because he's giving it to everyone at once. Like, so it's just going to be like mankind's system. Like, there's no one person's going to have the ownership of it, and that's what a lot of people are believe he's trying to do, because he's so afraid that one powerful entity will build an AI system that is so far above and beyond anyone else at the time that they'll just fucking squash everything. I mean, there's guys using ChatGPT right now that are writing algorithms to get into the stock market, and they're seeing that the ChatGPT trading algorithms are doing better than any of their algorithms they've ever had before. Any of the professional algorithms that people charge thousands of dollars for them to make and have them run on their side to do the buy and sell day trading enterprises. Look at this fucking, you see that chart? He's gonna get himself hurt.
What?
That white Charger RT, he's just driving like a madman.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy. Well, we need to find that one. We need to get that. Remember how we used to have our theory conversations on stock trades? There it is. Now we got it.
I saw the guy. I have it saved because I almost went into Seabrook Sitco when I was there, and I wanted to show him because I remember he used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
He would not. It wouldn't end up paying out a lot. I think he got out of it because he just ended up making as much as he was losing, more or less.
He was like a mining operation, borderline.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he got into that too. But
yeah, exactly. Well, we need to get that Chat GPT program. Yeah, how does
But
it?
yeah, that's what a lot of people are. Elon's just kind of like he doesn't want this technology falling into the wrong hands, and he's very afraid that it will. And so that if he builds it for mankind first, then no one's going to be able to own it for themselves, more or less. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's kind of what I believe. I mean,
But here's the thing.
I think
But think this through. Bill Gates is doing that. Bill Gates is his whole Microsoft, operating systems are all going to be based around OpenAI.
Yeah, but it's not. That's what I'm saying. But it's everyone's systems is going to be based around OpenAI. That's the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, with the way Bill Gates operates, you don't think that's going to be he's not going to try to grab and dominate that somehow?
Oh yeah, he'll try and monetize it. I mean, that's what they're talking about. Ended up going is ChatGPT will be monetized, and then it'll be hard for kids to use it because it'll be priced out of their realm. That's what you have to do. You have to make it like $100 a month or something.
Right.
And make it really just for sciences and for academics, for people who are just for business. It would basically be like a Microsoft Office suite. Instead of Microsoft Office, it would be ChatGPT.
Yeah, exactly. Right, but that's what they're working on.
That's where it's going.
Yeah, right.
That's where it's going. But you can't charge for a service like that from the beginning, because then you're not getting all the raw free data from everyone.
Yeah.
And that's what they're relying on. Is they're relying on all this free data and all these free interactions.
Yeah. Right.